Hey, Shalom, brothers. This is Brother Howard of GMS Toronto coming back with another one. I know what everybody's going to say. How do you have a lesson known as sex demons and what you have on your screen is Teen Vogue? And Teen Vogue is for teenagers. I know. That's why we always say we live in a sick, demonic kingdom, right? Let's get who Teen Vogue is geared to. This is an article on Teen Vogue, and it says Teen Vogue is the daughter magazine of the woman's magazine Vogue. It was started in 2003 and has many of the same concept as Vogue, but that are geared towards tweens and teens. The ads still advertise clothes that are too expensive for the average young person, but they are done with taste and are very popular. The magazine is mainly about fashion. It appeals to girls between the ages of 10 and 18. Keep that in mind. This magazine is geared towards girls between the age of 10 to 18. Okay, let's go back to the article. Now, I found this really good article on Teen Vogue. How to use sex magic to manifest your best self. Brothers, this society, this is why this place needs to be destroyed, man. There is no ifs, ands, or buts if this place needs to be destroyed. This is being advertised for teens between the age of 10 to 18. How to use sex magic to manifest your best self. Make your orgasms literally magical. And this is for a 10-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 12-year-old. Man, now this article is by Lisa Stardust. And I don't know if that's... I never did no research on her. I probably should have. And this was written in June 25th, 2019. It says, in this installment of Practical Magic, which means that this is something that they've been doing. They've been introducing young girls from 10 to 18 into magic. Okay? Into practical magic, which is why they have TV shows like... what's the new one? Wednesday. They have Wednesday, and then they have Sabrina. Is it Sabrina? I know they did a remake of an old witch. There's a new one, popular one. There's Wednesday, and then there's another one. But it says, in this installment of Practical Magic, Lisa Stardust explains sex magic and how to use orgasms to manifest your best self. Always remember that magic is for believers, but this column can also simply serve as a guide to getting in touch with yourself, magically or not. Come on now. Now, before we get started, we all have to understand, where did this all begin? Right? And when I say where did this all begin, I'm talking about magic. And it all began in Chaldea, or southern Babylon, or Babylonia. The earliest written records of magic are found in the cuneiform, spelled Cuneiform, incantation. And it was inscriptions. And this was the Assyrian scribes in 800 BC. They copied this from the Babylonians, right? So this all came from the Babylonians. You have you have three forms of magic, or the top forms of magic. You have astrology, you have medicinal, and medicinal is where you get pharmakia, right? Pharmacy. Like today we call it pharmacy, which goes back to pharmakia, which is what? Which is witchcraft. You also have nature. A lot of people know how to conjure energy from nature. This one that we're learning about is the fourth. What is this? Sex magic or sex rituals, right? This is from their own words that they're about to teach young people from age 10 to 18. Now, one thing all cultures and people have in common is they all rely on the power of words, which is utterance of a hidden name or the mere existence of the name on an amulet or stone, right? Magic is really triumph or a winning over intellect, or winning. It's how would I put it? So intellect over matter, meaning that they believe that the mind, they can use the mind to create whatever it is, right? So the word is the key. So your words are the keys to the mysteries, or your word is the key to creation. Does that sound familiar? For brothers, that should sound really familiar, right? This is John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, right? So that's letting you know how powerful words are. So words are the keys. So what did Luciferians do, or people who were on the left-hand side? They figured that out as well. That words do hold power. This is John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Right? So that's how powerful words are. But this is what magicians and witches believe as well. Right? They're very focused on their words. They're focused on their words when it comes to mantras, with their incantations, when they evoke certain spirits. This is just what they believe. Just like one of the top witches, Aleister Crowley, he believed in these things as well. Crowley was one of the first Western authors to take an interest in the Hindu and Buddhist traditions of Tantra, a highly esoteric body of teaching, and it's centered in part around the use of sexual energy as a source of spiritual power, which is what we're learning about today in a magazine for teens ages 10 to 18. Let's go back to this. It says, look how they started it. Let's talk about sex, baby. Right? So they started it off like fun. Oh, this is fun. This is cute. Okay? It said, did you know that orgasms can help manifest desires and bring forth dreams? In magic, orgasms are considered to be the ultimate magical force. In fact, occultists, so they're teaching little kids about occultists believe that orgasms can help cleanse the body and produce magical power, and are a vital tool in manifesting desires. Now, here's a quote from Aleister Crowley, one of the wickedest men to ever exist. He's known as the Beast. His own mother called him the Beast. It says, if the secret of sexual magic, which is a scientific secret, were perfectly understood as it is not by me after more than 12 years, almost constant study and experiment, there would be nothing which the human imagination can conceive that could not be realized in practice. So this person that we're reading about, this Stardust person, where did she get her knowledge? She obviously got her knowledge from Aleister Crowley. She's obviously an acolyte of Aleister Crowley, right? It says the alchemic process, so they're teaching little girls about alchemy as well, process of creation is our birthright. Brewer, artist, and botanic owner Taylor Cordova says about sex magic. Through sacred sex, remember, this is what they're teaching little kids about. Through sacred sex, we find a particularly ripe portal for making our wildest dreams come true and drawing our heart's desire into our energetic field. This allows us to be at harmony with the world and ourselves, using our inner strength and power to shift the universe, allowing us to use mystical forces from within to obtain our hopes. Do you know what that's called? It's called black magic. What's the difference between black magic and white magic? Someone who believes that they are benevolent or a good witch. So you have good witches and you have bad witches, so to speak. There's no such thing. They're all witches, right? And it's all against the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But what's the difference to them? A good witch is someone that harnesses the energy of nature, right? They might harness the energy of flowers or trees or the sun or the moon. That's a good witch. A bad witch is someone that harnesses the energy from within them. They might use anger. They might use hatred. That's a bad witch, right? So that's what these little girls, 10 to 18, are learning about. They're learning about a sex ritual. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Let's get a scripture real quick before we even move on. This is Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. What does it say? Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. You know why? Because witchcraft is a very, very bad thing to do. Very, very bad thing to do. Witchcraft in all forms. There is no good. There is no bad. It's all bad. It's all against the law. There's no, oh yeah, there's a good witch. Oh, there's a bad witch. No, you're a witch. Now this is Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, right? Which adultery is, for a man, is if you sleep with another man's woman. For a woman, adultery is if you sleep with anybody other than your husband or your man. Fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness. It says idolatry, right? Worshiping idols, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, right? These are all wickedness, man. Now let's go back to the article. It says, here's what you need to know about how to do that. How to do what? Let's go back up. It says, allowing us to use mystical forces from within to attain our hopes. And remember, this is through sex. It says, you can attempt to cast any spell you want using sex magic. I can't believe this, brothers. I can't even believe how I found this article. It's crazy. You can attempt to cast any spell you want using sex magic. And that's why a lot of you brothers have to be careful as well who you sleep with. A lot of these women who we're laying with, man, oh my gosh, this is what they use you for. This is why sex is so accessible. Not acceptable, accessible, meaning easy to get in this society, right? Be careful if a woman wants to lay with you on a full moon. Be careful if a woman wants to lay with you during the time of her menstrual. When you're laying with these women, you have to know those things. They could be using those things to cast a spell. They could simply just be casting a spell on you, brothers, right? And they'll lie and be like, oh, I just got my period. Oh, it must have came down. You must have did it because you're going too rough. That's all. That's witchcraft, man. All right. It says you can attempt to cast any spell you want using sex magic. But the first thing to remember is that magic works best when done on yourself. It says using magic on others is a dangerous game. It can have unpredictable results and shouldn't be done because it's attempting to manipulate another's will. Practicing magic on others can work against you in the end. So if you're doing a ritual, a sex ritual, doesn't that involve somebody else? What are they talking about? This is the madness. And they're promoting something while at the same time trying to warn of the dangers. But you've already sold it. You've already sold it. If you read up in the beginning, people are already intrigued. Little girls would already be intrigued. They'll be like, look, I'll take that risk because you already sold it. It's just like when they promote a pill. When you're watching TV and they're promoting pharmaceuticals or whatever, and the commercial is beautiful, sunlight, people are dancing, people are laughing, people are at the park, you can do this again, you can get back your life. Then right at the end of the commercial, they say, side effects can be, and you're just like, pardon? What was the side effects? Because they said all the side effects so quickly, man. Or they never said the side effects at all. So this is the same thing. They sold these young girls on the power of sex magic, and now they're telling them, oh, there might be side effects. Well, of course there's side effects. It says practicing magic on others can work against you in the end. That's why the kind of sex we're trying to make magical here is the kind you have with yourself. Okay, so they're talking about masturbation. The best way to elevate your inner witchy spirit, oh my gosh, is to try manifesting your own personal goals, like catching a new love. So you see the madness? So you want to catch a new love. Isn't that someone else? Isn't that manipulating someone else? So what are they talking about? You see the confusion? This is confusion. It says, like catching a new love, healing your heart, getting a raise or promotion at work. Isn't all of that manipulating others? How are you going to get a promotion if you don't manipulate your boss? Okay? How are you going to get a new love if you don't manipulate the person who you want to love? Right? And I forgot what you called those things, those, because that actually happens to a lot of people where you cast a spell on somebody and now that person is like in love with you. Scroll up, it says, when manifesting, and I want brothers to keep in mind everything that I'm saying, because even that, even the masturbation, this is something that Aleister Crowley taught as well. Aleister Crowley taught about masturbation. He would make acts such as masturbation and homosexual intercourse keys to magical power. These were the keys, right? So when we're talking about the keys to certain things, like when DJ Khaled and Jay-Z did that song. No, who was it? Future, I think it was Future, DJ Khaled, and Jay-Z. They did that song called I Got the Keys, Keys, Keys. They're talking about the keys to power. One of the keys to power, like we were reading before, is your words, right? You have to know these different mantras and these incantations, right? You also have to have the power of sex, right? You have to know how to open up that portal. And that's what these little girls are going to learn from this lady named Stardust, right? So masturbation, homosexual intercourse. Crowley said these are keys to magical powers. So he also said that sexual practices centered around calculated acts of transgression that is deliberate violation and systematic inversions of the moral laws and sexual codes of the larger social order. So what are they talking about? What is Crowley talking about? The Bible. So anything that goes against the scriptures, that's what he says you should practice. Okay? It says when manifesting, it's important to set a clear intention. This is a grounding or meditation, right? I did a lesson on Young Jeezy, and he was promoting meditation. Well, that's what this is. When they said it's important to set a clear intention. So when you're intentional about something, you're meditating on it. Right? I forgot what that book is called. They promoted it. The Secret. The book. There's a book called The Secret where this is the type of stuff that they promoted. Right? Meditating on what you want and being able to see it and manifesting it. Right? That's what these people are talking about. When they're talking about manifestation, they're talking about it in the way of witchcraft. They're not talking about it in the way of the Most High, because the Most High did say, if you ask, you shall receive of me. Okay? It says, when manifesting, it's important to set a clear intention. That is a grounding exercise in which we meditate. See, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that it said that right there. It says in which we meditate on the desired outcome, enabling us to understand what we truly want. Intentions help us grow and amplify our dreams. The key to setting the right intention is to be specific, letting the universe know the minute or our, what does it say? What word is that? Minute? I think so. Let's get it. Define. This is the word?
Minutiae.
Minutiae. The small, precise. It says the small, precise, or trivial details of something. So I was wrong. I thought it was minute. It's not. It's
Minutiae.
Minutiae. I never knew that, the meaning of that word. So that's a good word. Minutiae. It means the small, precise, or trivial details of something. I like that word. Minutiae. So letting the universe know the minutiae of our visions will help us cultivate our aspirations clearly and quickly. Pam Grossman, author of Waking the Witch. So now they're also promoting different authors for these young girls. There's a lady by the name of Pam Grossman. Yeah, she is gross. She's gross, man. Author of Waking the Witch, Reflections on Women, Magic and Power. Suggestions focusing on what it is you are hoping to manifest with so much attention that you can feel it in your whole body. Yep, this is how that book The Secret worked. Right? The book The Secret, this is how it worked. This is exactly what they were teaching you in that book as well. It says it can be an image, a sentence, see? Even just a word, but the key is to infuse it with much intense directed energy as you can. So the next level is called Techniques of Sex Magic, the art of visualization. Wow. Okay. So what are they talking about? Porn, right? So they might be promoting porn or whatever. It says, now that you have set your intention, it's time to meditate. So they're promoting meditation, which, like I said, when you go into this guy, Aleister Crowley, it says, according to his own account, Crowley's guardian angel was a demon by the name of Aiwass, spelled Aiwass, appeared to him and dictated the book of the law. Right? That's where he got the book of the law. His most famous work, the Book of the Law, announces the dawn of the third eon of mankind. The first eon was that of goddess Isis. So they are woman worshippers. And this was centered around matriarchy and the worship of the Great Mother, right? Which the Great Mother is really Eve, right? But then Eve was the first woman to be worshipped. Then there was Semiramis, right? The wife and mother of Nimrod. The second eon was that of Osiris, which is the father god, right? Which is where we get the worship of the penis. And also he was the god of the underworld, right? The god of the dead. And he also later became Bacchus. That was in Rome. And in Rome, he was also known as Pluto. In Greece, he was known as Dionysus and something else. I don't remember. But yeah, Dionysus in Greece, which is god of drunkenness and revelry. It says, during which the patriarchal religion of suffering and death, Judaism and Christianity rose to power. Finally, with the revelation of the Book of the Law, a new ion of the sun Horus was born. In this ion, the emphasis is on self. Self, which is what this article was promoting. It's promoting self-worship. Okay? Or will, not on anything external such as gods or priests, but yourself. Okay? That's what they want to promote. They want to promote selfishness or narcissism. It says, now that you have set your intention, it's time to meditate on it through the act of visualization. Since we're focusing on magic for yourselves, let's also focus on self-pleasure. See? Self. When you start to masturbate, this is promoted for girls between the age of 10 and 18. I won't stop saying it because my mind is blown. Right? Christian Solely, author of Witches, Sluts, Feminists, Conjuring, the Self-Positive Suggestions. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. So when you have someone like Amber Rose, who did the Slut March, what was she promoting? What is she? She's a witch. So there's an author by the name of Christian Solely, author of Witches, Sluts, Feminists, which this sounds like Amber Rose's Slut Walk. Witches, Sluts, Feminists, Conjuring, the Self-Positive. Suggest turning into the goal you have in mind and channel all of the electric energy of your orgasm into that visualization. This will allow your energy to mystically connect with your intention and give it power, potentially enabling it to come true. Wow. Now let me get a scripture real quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. This is why it was so important for the Israelite man and the Israelite woman to come together. This is why it's important for us to come together, because we're going to avoid all of this madness that we're seeing in this society right now, right? Man on man, woman and woman, right? Because now that the Israelite man and the Israelite woman, they have been separated, the Israelite woman is no longer attracted to the man. She doesn't see the importance of the man, right? What she sees is how she can use a man and how she can benefit from a man, right? And then the Israelite man, he's now been regulated to just sex. That's all that he is. He's just a sex object. So it says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. All right? This is very, very important, man. Very, very important. This is the next part. The next part is called Charge Your Sex Toy Under the Moon. Right? And if you know anything about witches do different rituals depending on the different phases of the moon. This is crazy that they're teaching this to 10 to 18-year-old girls. It says a radical approach of incorporating the lunar vibrations into your sex magic manifestations is to charge your sex toys. Why does a 10-year-old have a sex toy? Why would a 10-year-old have a sex toy? What is she going to need it for? It's crazy. It says, charge your sex toys under the moon. Chakrubs makes crystal vibrations and yoni eggs that can help heal your aura and revive your energy. Solely says pink quartz is a great stone for conjuring self-love. Amethyst for spiritual guidance, or obsidian for working through trauma. Color magic. Color magic can help elevate manifestation when crafting a spell. It's important to keep check on the colors associated with each intention. For example, if you are trying to bring in more money, you may want to use the color green. Love will require a pink color Healing is the shade white. Purple is used to enhance professional gains, and red is to increase passions. The reason is that color is an energetic frequency that can transcend dreams into reality. That's why all these major companies use them. McDonald's, Walmart, and all these other companies, that's why they use them. They use them for that very same reason. Okay? Because these corporations, they're ran by witches and warlocks and wizards. And it might sound far-fetched, but we're reading it right now. It says, according to the curator and color magic practitioner, Sarah Potter, wow, of course her name is Potter, chakras, where the body stores energy, can become amplified by evoking a color energy. However, you can use the energy of color by wearing lingerie or a dressing robe for your ritual. Wow. This is for kids ages 10 to 18. Using makeup or nail polish in specific shades as you get ready for the ritual will harness a color's energy as well. So be careful of your woman's nail polish, right? Be careful of your woman's nail polish. It could be harnessing a certain type of ritual. You don't know. This can help boost the vibrations and power of your energetic wavelengths through sensual play. This one is called sigil carving. Chris O'Day suggests carving a sigil on a candle. Reference the color magic section above and decide which color candle to use. Sigils are unique symbols brought together by the practitioner to form a secret phrase. Right? That's why I was talking about utterance. Right? These things that they chant, or that they utter, or that they what's the other word? Oh my gosh, I can't forget the other word. Invoke. Right? It says, in order to carve a sigil, one must relax the mind and be in a quiet space to concentrate on inner desires. Then, with a piece of paper and pen, write a clear and concise sentence explaining what you desire. Take out all the vowels and repeating consonants, and with the remaining letters, create a design as simple or as elaborate as you like. After creating the sigil, place the paper on top of the candle. Carve the sigil into the candle. Once you have transferred your mystical intention on the candle, you are ready to charge it with your orgasmic energy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is a ritual we're reading about, brothers. Light the candle and concentrate on the carved sigil while climaxing. This is for girls aged 10 to 18. This can allow you to bring your intentions into reality through the magical energy of orgasm. Now, before we go on, brothers, I have to tell you about a man by the name of Pascal Beverly Randolph, the son of a wealthy Virginia father and a slave from Madagascar. Randolph was raised a poor, self-taught, free black in New York City. After running away from home at age 16, he traveled the world and later emerged as one of the leading figures in the 19th century spiritualism and America's foremost exponent of magical eroticism or affectional alchemy, right? So just like that lady was teaching these young girls about alchemy, he learned alchemy as well. In sexual love, he saw the greatest hope for the regeneration of the world, the key to personal fulfillment as well as a social transformation, which is really what they were trying to do. They were trying to transform society, right? Just like Kinsey, Alfred Kinsey did, just like Hugh Hefner did, right? All these people, all they're doing, they're just transforming society. Just like, people are just like, why is this girl Sexy Red on my TV promoting this? She's transforming society. That's all she's doing. She's here to transform society. That's her job, to make sure that this society goes more and more degenerate, right? They want this society to be degenerate. That's literally what they want, right? And they want a non-repressive civilization, because they feel like the majority of people are repressed sexually. Okay, so it says, in the course of his wanderings in the Middle East, Randolph claimed to be initiated by a group of fakirs, Fakirs, in the area of Jerusalem, which may have been a branch of the mystical order of the Nusayri, which is spelled Nusari. Nusayri, a group long persecuted by Orthodox Islam because of their alleged Gnostic sexual rituals, right? Which is maybe where the Knights Templar got their initiation as well. It says, upon his return to the United States, Randolph began to teach a form of sexual magic that would have a profound impact on much of later Western esotericism. For Randolph, the experience of sexual orgasm is the critical moment in human consciousness and the key to magical power. True sex power is God power. This is what they believe. As he put it, as the moment when new life is infused from the spiritual realm into the material, it is crucial moment. It is a crucial moment. One, the soul is suddenly opened. Okay, and it gave birth to a wide array of occult movements throughout America, England, and Europe. At the same time, they would also be reinterpreted in ways that might have been quite horrifying to Randolph himself, as they were now mingled with the most transgressive acts of homosexuality, autoesotericism, and even bestiality. And one thing they're not going to mention here, which I will, is pedophilia, right? Pedophilia is the highest form of magic. Nothing can beat that, okay? It says, perhaps the most important vehicle for transmission of Randall's teaching on sexual magic was highly esoteric movement known as OTO, Order Templis Orientis, inspired by Karl Kellner, and later founded by Theodore Russ. The OTO became the main conduit through which Western sexual magic began to merge with a somewhat deformed version of Indian tantric practices. Okay? Now, this is the very important part, which links up with what we're reading. Through the magical act of intercourse, by focusing all one's will and imagination upon a desired goal in the moment of orgasm, one can achieve success in any occult operation, from the invocation of a god to the finding of hidden treasure. One may for example, use these techniques to magically empower a talisman, which is what we just read. We just read that, man, right? With the whole candle, right? Putting their power into the candle. That's exactly what a talisman represents, right? A sigil and a talisman. Let's get it. So this is the word
Talisman.
talisman. An object typically inscribed, ring or stone that is thought to have magic powers and to bring good luck, right? So some people might have a chain, some people might have a ring, right? Some people might have a stone, whatever it is, they're walking with their talisman. Now the sigil, let's get the word sigil. So this is a
Sigil.
So a sigil is an inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magical power. Okay, so they're different, right? One is a object and one is an inscription. So the sigil can be on your talisman or wherever. Like what we just read, they put it on a candle. Let's go back to where she put it. It says, light a candle. No, let's go back where she carved it. It says, once you have transferred your mystical intention on the candle, you are ready to charge it with your orgasmic energy. Light the candle and concentrate on the carved sigil while climaxing. This can allow you to bring your intentions into reality through the magical energy of orgasm. Grossman suggests looking at the sigil, envisioning it at the moment of climax is one such means for giving it a magical charge activation, right? And that's exactly what it says here, right? It says that by focusing all one's will and imagination upon a desired goal, in the moment of orgasm, one can achieve success in any occult operation. So what is this? This is all occult, right? From the invocation of a god, right? So which means that you can bring back a power, right? You can invoke a god to where you can communicate with them or whatever it is you want to do, right? So invocation of a god to the finding of hidden treasure. So money. One may, for example, use these teachings to magically empower a talisman, okay? Or other magical objects by focusing one's entire will upon the desired object during orgasm. That's what we just read. So this person who wrote this is a follower of Aleister Crowley, right? They are a follower of Aleister Crowley, whoever wrote this. Because what did it just say? It just says, by focusing one's entire will upon the described object during orgasm, and then afterwards anointing that object with the semen, one can use that empowered object to achieve virtually any desired end. Yet, although the sex magic of the OTO may have found some of its inspiration in the techniques of Randolph, there were also fundamental differences between the two. Right? So all these people, they were all learning their different sex rituals, going all the way back to this guy Randolph, to Aleister Crowley, and to also this guy, what's his name? Kellner. Yeah, this guy Kellner. Karl Kellner. Let's continue. It says, connect with your body, mind, and spirit with yourself. Professional witch and owner of Old Ways, Michael Cardenas suggests using sex magic to align with the body in order to manifest self-love. In a simple bath ritual, Cardenas' ritual is simple. Start by writing out 5 things you love and appreciate about yourself, and keep the list nearby. Take your regular shower and then draw yourself a bath. Take some honey, put some on your lips, and say, I am the essence of love. Next, put some honey on your heart and say, I am love. Lastly, put some honey on the center of your forehead and say, I love myself. Soak in the tub and read the list of things you love about yourself. Oh my gosh. These are all sex rituals, man. These are all sex rituals. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing that we were reading that go all the way back to Aleister Crowley, man. This one says sex magic for celibate witches and participants. So even if you are celibate, you can also practice in this type of magic as well, right? It says if you aren't sexually active, you can still join in on the fun. See, they promoted it as fun. Sex magic is mostly about taking back your power and using it for good. That's a lie. Sex and dating writer GriffinWayne.com says it's essential to tend and nourish your body physically, emotionally, spiritually, and sexually. Although this is a lifelong journey and there is power and strength in each new discovery, we shouldn't rush into any acts until we are ready. Understanding your body and harvesting magic within from unreleased desires can be super helpful when you're trying to boost your own confidence or stay calm and collected in a time of stress. It says, according to Wynne, as your unreleased desires will build up and strengthen the will and the mind. So let's go back to Crowley. Crowley had a law, had these different laws, and I think there was 11, and there was the 8th degree. So Crowley's 8th degree unveiled that masturbating on a sigil of a demon or meditating upon the image of a phallus would bring power or communication with a divine being. The 9th degree was labeled heterosexual intercourse, where the sexual secrets were sucked out of the vagina and, when not consumed, put on a vigil to attract this or that demon to fulfill the pertinent wish. In the 11th degree, the mostly homosexual degree, one identifies oneself with an ejaculating penis. The blood or excrements from the anal intercourse attract the spirits and demons, while the sperm keeps them alive. In many ways, the secret of sexual magic was really the key to his entire vision of a new ion based on the full affirmation of the will and the complete liberation. Brothers, this is crazy, man. This is insanity, but this is the world that we're living in, man. This is the world that we're living in, brothers. This is the world we live in. This is not even a joke, man. This is the world we live in. This is a sick and demonic world, man. Oh my gosh. Let me get a scripture and end it off, man, because this place needs to be destroyed. This is Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire. What is that talking about? That's talking about child sacrifice. Today you call it abortion. Okay? You call it abortion today. That is unrighteous. It says, or that uses divination. What's divination? Let's get it. Oh, I'm sorry. How do I? Let's click on it. Divination. This is divination, the art or practice that seeks to foresee or foretell future events or discover hidden knowledge, usually by the interpretation of omens or by the aid of supernatural powers, right? Just like Whoopi Goldberg did in the movie called The Ghost, right? When you people bring back different spirits, and the different spirits gives you that future knowledge, right? Or whatever wisdom it gives you, right? That's divination. It says, or an observer of times, right? Going into astrology, or an enchanter, or a witch, Verse 11, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer, right? So you people that, let's get the word necromancer. This is the word. Define. This is the word.
Necromancer.
A person who practices necromancy, a wizard or a magician. All right, all you people, you're gonna be destroyed, man. You're gonna be destroyed. This one actually has me speechless. Right, I'm gonna end it there, and with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, and to the brothers on the four corners of the earth doing work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.